volgincidenten kunnen overdoen. Maar het
Abs-
is belangrijk is dat we gewoon de voorwerpen die in ons rijksweten zo snel als mogelijk weghalen.
ik versta niks van wat je zegt. Was jij dat, Jolanda?
En wat we hebben is wat wij noemen een terug.
Ja, hij wordt opgenomen en dan is het mogelijk om hem terug te zien. Zeker. Welcome, welcome, Ness. I'm so happy that you have found the time to be here with us and to talk with us about all kinds of stuff, all the magical stuff. I'm very
Thank you.
curious. And yeah, we're very happy to have you. And I'm really hoping that my English is sufficient. But if you don't
It
understand,
will be.
okay, we will understand each other.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. We have a monthly conversation with the goddess, and today you are
Yeah.
our goddess. So yes,
We
well,
are all goddesses.
absolutely. But you're the special one today. Don't don't steal your own thunder.
No, thunder is mine.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'm very, very curious. And I think and a lot of people with me are very curious about who you are, what you do, and of course about your new book that is translated into Dutch. I think that's really wonderful. That's really beautiful. Yeah.
We got it here?
Heilige botten, magische botten.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's, yeah. So let's start with that, Ness. So what is your fascination, connection with bones? What is it that it attracts you? What is it?
Well, you know, when I was little, I spent a lot of time in the mountains, like hours and hours and hours on my own, just roam in the mountains like a wild beastie. And is when you go to the wilds, it's actually easy to find bones. They're literally lying around,
Mhm.
especially in gorges, and near the rivers
Mhm.
but in gorges, you find skeletons, you find animal skeletons, you find things. And so I grew up just finding bones in different places. So I was not never really afraid of bones because they were familiar to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I
What's
remember the first time I found the horn of a deer in,
ah
in in the forest, and it was, whoa, look what I found, and it was like a big gift
yeah
from the spirits of the forest.
yeah
So to me, bones are gifts, and we're talking about like bones that we find from skeletons, but we also need to remember that shells are also
yeah
bones. They're
absolutely.
exoskeletons.
Yes.
And I'm a shell picker. I
Mhm.
kind of go to a beach and not pick a shell.
Yeah, I can see you there wandering and picking the
Yeah.
shells. But
Yeah.
the mountains that you were talking about, were they from was that in Spain or was that in because
Yes,
if I
I grew up in
yeah
the south of Spain.
yeah
And my mom and her family are for a very special place in the mountains in Granada.
okay.
Beautiful, like proper wild native Spanish forest. Not even the Romans went there.
Mm,
So
mm,
it's proper wild.
yes.
And that was my playground.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and also your finding bones and being with them, was that supported by your parents or your family? Is it a thing that is known in your family to do that or to play with
Uh,
it or to
Maybe
feel
the
that it is?
shells. We used to find also fossils in the mountains. So we used to, together we used to go hunting for fossils.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I found a little bone, I will, it was my pride. And but I think I was kind of the only one
Mm,
that was kind of fascinated with all the bones. But um but yeah, I mean, I think everybody should be connected to bones and their bones, because that's
Yes.
what we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Without it, we're not much, right?
No, no.
And nowadays, so how do you, so in the meantime, we're talking, but I also am the technician here, so I let people in. So
Yeah, that's
if
fine.
there is some stop in my talking, then it's because of that.
No
Anyway,
worries.
yeah, so what I'm wondering is that so how did it grow from yeah, finding bones and feeling it as a gift to that meaning that you give it now? That is what is your book? It's not only about this, right? It's not only about gifts of the
No. So, you know, you need to think that I grew up in a very animistic path as a child, you know. I remember in my 20s when I was studying shamanism and doing shamanic work and doing a lot of ceremonies and everything. Some people used to say, a shaman woman from Spain is like, everyone can follow an animistic path if you're guided by the spirits, and the spirits choose you. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. If you're chosen by a spirit, they know better than anyone else, you know, in that sense. And they chose us, they chose me, they chose you, you know. We are touched by the spirits in that way. And so my path was I was deeply spiritual, you know. My dad was an occultist, and I had the mountains, I had the sea as a playground too, because he was a scuba diver in the army. He was reading mythology to me when I was a little girl. So no Snow White, no, the Greek gods, you know. So I was called by the gods also when I was just tiny.
Yes. Yeah.
So for me, it was kind of a natural path to live the way I live my spirituality and work, you know, serving the gods, serving the spirits, being who I am to be and to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And obviously my book is kind of a work of love, because you know, I share in my shamanic teachings, I share the path of the bones, because for a long time, for many years, when I was in my 20s, I followed the tradition of someone else. I followed you know, a certain tradition for many years, and I work very hard. I learn ceremonies, you know, I pray, I sweat, you know, I sundance, but it was not my tradition. And it came one point where, you know, I had a tumor in my heart, you know, and that stopped me from going to ceremonies, and because I was very sick, you know.
Yes.
And I found myself a bit lost. It's like, okay, so for many years I have been part of this tradition and family of people, you know, we're working together in a spiritual path, and suddenly I find myself alone because of this illness. And obviously not alone, because I had my gods and my spirits and everything. But I was like, so where do I belong to? You know? And one particular spirit, La Huesera, the bone woman, came to me, and she said, just follow your bones. Follow your bones, you know. The bones are not strange to you. You know bones. Follow your bones to wherever you need to go. And you know, and it was like, bones are universal, you know. Bones tell the story of humanity. You know, your bones tell the story of who you are, of your family, you know. We are all connected by your bones. You know, the path of the bones is much more than finding bones in nature. It's about understanding where you come from. Who are you? Where does your power come from? Learning how to draw that power,
Mhm.
the power from your bones and the knowledge from your bones and your ancestors and the spirits, you know,
Yeah.
and using that power as an individual to walk your spiritual path. But I say as an individual, but belonging to your bones, belonging to everyone, because we are all connected.
Mhm.
Because, you know, under this skin, under your skin, we carry the same bones.
Mhm.
You know, we are all together, we're all equal in that sense. So it's much more than picking bones in nature, or,
Yeah, I understand
you
that.
know, this is a universal path. It really belongs to everyone that wants to really connect to the very bones and walk from there.
Yes. So this is what came to you when you were ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you started to walk that path of the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
started to walk that path. You know, my spirits, obviously I had, you know, I spent my 20s training in shamanic techniques and doing a lot of ceremonies and everything. So I already had knowledge, a very good base, you know, of knowledge. But the spirits and my bones, you know, my ancestors, they took me deeper than
Mhm.
no teacher ever told me that,
Mhm.
you know. And here I am, you know, I had this huge tumor, huge, 8 by 8, you know, huge
Yes.
centimeters,
Yeah.
okay, not milliliters, it was huge
Yes.
in my heart. And I trusted the spirits and I started working on myself, you know, and, you know, just I surrender to my bones.
Mhm.
And here I am talking
Yeah.
about bones with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you say is for me to understand, right? So to follow your bones. How do you follow your bones? What do you do?
Well, you can access information, you can access knowledge, you can access your ancestors, you know, them. I teach people to do that, going deeper that they have ever imagined. I can literally seat you in a table with ancestors from maybe 500, 1,000 years ago, you know, and you can literally sit and listen to them, to their story.
Mhm.
So that's what I teach people. You know, I guide people to connect, you know, in many different ways, to knowledge in whatever level is that knowledge, to power, whatever it is, you know,
Mhm.
to healing, because we are all wounded
Mhm.
and it's important. So that's basically what I do. I just help people to reach wherever they need to reach,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. But you started that on your own, so you found your path.
Obviously.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, there is no real healing if you think you don't need the healing yourself,
Mhm.
you know? You know, the wound opened doors
Mhm.
that nothing else can.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you can say, oh, but I've been studying shamanism for 15 years and I've been studying with this teacher and that teacher and that teacher. But if you don't have a wound, if you have never suffered,
Mhm.
if you didn't really need the healing for yourself,
Mhm.
then you
No.
can't get it,
Mhm.
you know? You need to heal from your wounds. You
Yes.
know, you help others from your wounds, from your own wounds. That's the connection, you know. You can recognize the pain in others and say, okay, if I got the knowledge, I'm gonna, you know, if I can help you, I'm gonna try, you know.
Yeah.
But you do that from here, not from here.
Mhm.
From what you know, it's like, yeah, I know stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that doesn't take you there where you need to be. No.
no. And you can know it, you know, you can know a lot of things, but if you don't work for here or you put them on the table for the right reasons, that knowledge is rotten.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Yes, I understand. That's so the wound makes the need to go for doors and answers and go for,
Yeah.
right?
And gain that understanding, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. And so about your book, so let's say I'm going to read your book. I'm going to read your book. So let's say I'm going to read your book.
You should.
Yes, why should I do that? Why should I read your book?
Because it brings understanding about connection.
Okay.
It weaves understanding every single story. You know, my book is full of stories. You know, I'm a storyteller. My dad was a storyteller. My mom was a storyteller. My great grandma, my grandma, you know, they were all storytellers. So the book is full of stories that weave this bigger story, you know, this group story. And hopefully by the end of the book hopefully will have changed your vision,
Okay.
the way you look at things from that point.
Okay.
You know, I hope it's the key of consciousness,
Mhm.
you know, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
Because I remember that, you know, that's what makes this path of the bones uh beautiful, I think, is this path connects us all,
Mhm.
you know. And I'm hoping the book is kind of is a gift of connection. It's a gift of consciousness.
Mm.
And for us to really understand that there is no door. There's in between us. There is no separation, you know. We are all connected. You know, you're talking to me. I'm Ness Bosch, born in Spain. I live in Scotland, but one of my, you know, my ancestors also came from the Netherlands, you
Mhm.
know. That's why I carry the name Bosch.
Ah.
And so you see, I am connected
Mhm.
to that land as well. I am connected to every single of my ancestors because I am their legacy. I carry the blood and bones, you know.
Yes.
I'm the living proof that they lived,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And I think my book is a bit about that. It's
Yes.
about that gift of connection, you know, for us to understand that we actually
In
more
our
connected than we
bones, we are
think.
one.
Yeah,
Is that what you say? In our bones, we are one.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, in the Lakota tradition, they say mitakuye yasin. You know, we are all one, and we are all one in our bones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice message. Nice goal for your book. I think it's needed in our world today that this message is spread. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know, if we had more people connected like that through this consciousness, we wouldn't be fearing another war
No,
coming, you know?
no, true. You can see that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, warm, beautiful. Yeah, so I feel so much that it comes from your heart. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, my weak heart that survived that cancer, you know,
Yes, and
it's
I would
still
say a
beating
strong
hard.
heart. Sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say? Last
It's,
word?
you know, it's still beating hard, you
Yes,
know?
absolutely. I should say it's a strong heart.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, beautiful. And yeah, so I would like to know so from your parents you already learned about the Greek gods, etc.
Yeah, the
But
gods, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But what was your step from the gods to the shamanism?
It's not steps, you know, because there are spirits. Gods are
Mhm.
spirits. And I grew up, having an animistic practice with what was around me. So everything was around me, the nature and all the spirits, wherever spirits, lesser spirits, gods, it's all part of the same divine.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
We put the labels,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, it's again this interconnection.
Yeah. So you just one day said, okay, I'm going to start a practice in.
No,
Yeah,
that
so how
never
did that
happened
go?
because I've been practicing like forever.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gods really came for me very early.
Mm.
I was only a little girl when um in the goddess Inanna, uh she used to come for me, and take me traveling to places and show me places and things like that. Then after Inanna came Isis, and I was just a little girl, but I'm a dream walker. So this is something, actually, I think the world needs to know more about dream walkers. There's not enough information about people like
Yeah.
me in the
Tell
world.
us.
But a dream walker is someone that actually is a liminal being, is someone that moves in between realities naturally. And it is a gift and a curse at the same time. Because when you're little, it can be very hard
Mm.
because you're not really controlling, you're just taken to places. Um, but with time, obviously, and help from the spirits and everything, but literally you just moved in between different dimensions. So when you're like me, every single spirit comes.
Mhm.
The gods, the
Mm.
the neighbor that died 2 weeks ago, she comes to you. It's like everyone comes to you because you are in between
Yes.
realities. So they know, you can, you're open.
Mm.
Um, so yeah. But I have this ability naturally to travel in between the worlds, but thanks to the spirits, and I managed to get together ways to help other people to actually travel,
Yes.
easily. So I think that's important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I can totally relate, Ness. It's for me, it's the same. So it's nice to hear someone talk about that in the words that you use. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's not enough information about dream walkers,
No, no, no.
and it's very, it's it's not like you come, there are not so many, but they are.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just come across them, maybe one of my students or someone say, oh, I don't sleep at night because they take me to places, and I'm like, oh, you're a dream walker.
Yes.
you know
Yeah.
and they're like, what is a dream walker? So now I need to explain, it's like you are a dream walker,
Mm.
but there is a reason there is dream walkers, in this reality. And we just need to try to help
Yes.
others to understand that everyone can access the divine.
Yes.
Everyone has that ability to connect with the divine. Okay.
Yes.
And as a priestess, and as a shamaness, that's one of my most important jobs,
Mhm.
helping people to connect with the divine, whatever form has, you know.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about being a priestess. How did that came along with you?
When the gods come for you, they can kick your ass until you do what they want you to do.
Yeah, can you give an example about such an kicking ass situation?
Oh yeah, kicking ass. For example, I remember in 2010, it was my first encounter with Hecate, you
Uh-huh.
know, and and she came very naturally to me. Like, I kind of knew her energy, and then it was like, oh, and so what do I do with you? What do you want with me?
Mhm.
And I became uh connected to the covenant of Hecate, and I became the first Spanish torchbearer of the covenant of Hecate.
Mhm.
And I was working very hard for the Spanish community, translating stuff, creating community temple. I prepared other torchbearers that spoke Spanish to enter the covenant. And more or less, she kicked my arse to get to that point.
Yeah.
And I remember I was holding my temple in Spain for her. And I had, you know, I'm neurodivergent, so when I get hyper focused with something, it's just like that's something. So for me, it was like Hecate. So for many years, I just worked with Hecate, and I didn't listen to the other gods.
Mhm.
And at one point, she just came one night and just went, "No, this is wrong. If another deity is coming for you, you
Mhm.
need to open up. You
Yeah.
need to open up this temple. It's not just about me.
Yeah.
You are a priestess. You need to work for whoever comes to you because they have something to share, and there is another door to open." So she kind of stepped back, and the minute she stepped back,
Yeah.
it was like an avalanche. I have, these deities coming, and I opened my temple to the other deities, and it was like no return from that point.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Yeah. And then how did you went from Spain to Scotland?
Following the gods.
God, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because of a vision. I had a vision during the ceremony.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And literally the gods, the sky opened, and this super handsome god just, he was like, honestly, so handsome. This Norse god, he comes with his blonde hair, and I'm like, and I see cross and was like, no, you're not Odin. You're too young to be Odin, and he was not missing one eye, and he was huge, and he just picked me like little cat from my neck, and boom, we travel, and he dropped me in this other place. And I was like, where am I? And I was in this, I could see like purple in the mountains and water and soft hills. And I was thinking, oh, am I in Iceland? Because I was going to Iceland.
Yeah.
And he didn't answer. And then this other goddess, freak, she came and she said, you need to find this place. And I was like, okay.
Mhm.
Um, and then the vision ended, and I start kind of looking into moving.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, I need to find a place. They want me to go to a certain place. And then another goddess came, the Cailleach, and she kicked my arse all the way to Scotland. So here I am.
Yes. It's a beautiful story. Very, very beautiful.
Always the spirits,
Yes.
always the gods.
Yeah, but I like it how you tell about that you always trust that you
Yeah,
when you get that vision, you just trust it and go with it.
yeah, yeah. And I packed everything. I packed everything, and I came to Scotland.
Yeah.
And I kept trusting the gods, and especially the Cailleach. And you know, she's been opening the doors that
Mhm.
needed to be open for me to stay here and do my work with the goddess community in
Yes.
Scotland.
Yeah. 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 So what did you do in Scotland? What do you do in Scotland?
So I'm the founding member of the goddess community Scotland, and what I'm doing with other members is we get together and we do offerings to the local spirits. I teach people to do offerings and to commune with the spirits. I facilitate these ceremonies to help people to commune with the sacred that is local to them, you know. So time to time and special dates, we get together, we celebrate. Like for the autumn equinox, we go into the island of Arran to the stone circles, you know, to the standing stones there. And we're going to do offerings, you know, and honor the ancestors, you know, and do ceremonies. So that's basically what I do. I facilitate the sacred for the community.
Yeah. Yes, beautiful. And is there something that I have forgotten to ask you about?
I don't know. Why do you want to know?
So is there something you would like to tell us that I didn't ask? Not so much.
No, maybe someone has a question. I don't know. You know, it's
There are questions.
I want to actually, you know, we're actually talking because, you know, the gods, the goddesses are full of love and they're funny, you know. And I was in the Glastonbury Goddess Conference this year again talking. I was a speaker. I was doing a workshop. And this beautiful lady, Jacqueline from the Netherlands, she was in my workshop and she came with my book. You know, and she was like, Ness, I got your book. I was like, wow. And because of her, I'm actually talking to you. You know, she started moving, weaving, you know, the spirits, you know, and I am coming to the Netherlands in November because I met this beautiful lady, Jacqueline, you know, in the Goddess Conference in Glastonbury. And you know, I'm coming to her in the Sealands and I'm coming to you as well. So yeah, it's just beautiful how the spirits weave, you know.
Yes, the 9th of November, you come to the Goddess Temple in Pijnacker,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And then what can we expect from you there?
Well, we're gonna have a goddess afternoon. And first we're going to have like a meet and greet. We meet in 12 o'clock and it's just going to be nice to share coffee and tea and be able to meet people and talk about my book, do an introduction. And then we're going to have a workshop. So I'm going to be talking about the many faces of the goddess and talking about how goddess transforms, you know, and they travel. And then we're going to do a journey to meet with the divine. So it's going to be nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and the 7th and the 8th, I will be in the Sealands, doing some shamanic work. Yeah.
Beautiful. I have some questions here, Ness.
Yeah,
So
please.
Ritska, she's telling us you speak about the symbolic and ritual power of bones. What parallels do you see between these ancient rituals and the contemporary therapeutic practices such as regression or body-oriented therapy?
I'm going to see if I can see the chat.
Oh yes, but that would be good.
Yeah.
What role do you see for modern therapists, such as regression therapists, in working with this ancient knowledge?
Oh, okay, here I can see it now.
You can see it?
Yeah. So, okay, she talks about parallels between ancient rituals and contemporary practices. Okay, so the first rituals we know were born around death and the death and bones. Okay. Funerary rituals, you know, we know that the Neanderthals were the first humans to actually perform a funerary ritual, okay, around death. And, you know, so we have that connection to the bones and death, you know, bones, death, the rites of passage, you know. We lost some of those rituals because of different peoples, different religions coming into the game, you know. A lot of the original rites were lost because also it was not maybe written language or it was misinterpreted. But the importance of those rites of passage are huge. And that's one of my missions actually, to bring rites of passage for people, you know. And obviously there is this parallel, okay? We we still celebrate burials. We do. We celebrate funerals. We celebrate weddings. We celebrate, and we are trying to connect with the ancestors through recovering those rituals. Okay. So yeah, there is a connection, and she mentions regressions and body oriented therapy. So as a shamaness and in you know and as part of the teachings of the Path of the Bones, um, ancestral work is very important for me. And I make people work very hard with their ancestors, looking for knowledge, for answers, for wherever they can find. We cannot change the past, but we can understand the past better. And by understanding, by accessing that knowledge, we gain more understanding about who we are, and we become more complete when we have the story, you know? So for me, it's a very important part of my work, ancestral work. And she mentions regressions.
Mhm.
One of the other things I share is it's past lives work, but through the realms. I do it in the shamanic way. I don't do regressions. I take people to the past using my own way, shamanic ways, and it works, and it's amazing and powerful the way we can access the past like this. And so it's all connected, you know, it's all connected because the rites, the ancestral healing connects to the bones, it connects to the ancestors, but also as a whole, knowing where we come from past incarnations, bring more information to the picture of who we are. So I literally knock at every single door I can to bring that wholeness to people, to bring all that information, collect all the information I can, to bring that sense of wholeness and knowledge to people about the self.
Because in regression therapy, dying well is really important. So, because you need to bring all your soul pieces and all your energy with you through your death. Do you think that?
No, but you can do it before that. You
Oh
don't
yeah,
need.
absolutely, absolutely. But we've forgotten how to die well. Let me put it that way. Do you think that there are rituals that can help people cross
I
over better?
I I help people die. I
Yeah.
have rituals to deliver the soul, you know.
Are they in the book?
No, no, not in the book. They're in my teachings.
Okay.
But I want to say something else. You say like die well,
Yeah.
I think this is also very new age because everything has to be good. Everything has to be
No,
light, you know?
no, that's not what I mean. I mean that you need the best way
Yes,
is that you know that you are dying and you
yes,
bring everything with you and you don't leave anything behind with your um, parents or your
yeah.
children or whatever.
But that's also unrealistic
Yeah.
because not everyone has the time to die well in that
No,
sense.
no. So I was wondering if there is a ritual or a teaching or whatever, which could help people be more aware when they have the time.
There are many teachings and many ways to find that wholeness that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And sometimes, as I said, it's a bit unrealistic, and not everyone has the time to die well and do the job. Not everyone does the job. Not
Of course
everyone has
not.
that level of consciousness.
No.
But as as a shamanist, as a spirit worker, if you have that knowledge, you can help anyone to a good death
Yeah.
if you have that knowledge. So it's not so much about putting the responsibility in the people, but also if you have the knowledge to be able to do the job.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
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 Thank you for your question, Ritska.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. And also for answering it, of course, Ness. It's also nice. There is another question here from Paula. Does Ness know about Findhorn, also in Scotland?
The community in the north, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she asks also, I meditate every morning with Findhorn with people from all over the world. What do you think about witches?
What do I think about witches? Um, we are all magical. That's what I think about witches. We are all magical. Witches, actually, when you study the history of medieval magic and the witches' panic and everything, the reality of it is that those people that were killed were not even witches.
Mhm.
So, but absolutely there was magic, there was knowledge, but not everyone that was killed had that access to the knowledge or the magic, there were a lot of lies in that sense, and the word witch became a very ugly label to have. So it's still in places a very ugly label. People get killed in places like Central America or Africa because of the fear of witches. So I don't like the labels, but I believe in magic. I believe in power. I believe in knowledge. And I believe in the power of connection. And yeah.
Thank you, Ness. Thank you, Paula. And we have a question from Mieke. In the introduction, there is said that you teach shadow hunt.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
say something about that?
Yeah, I'm a shadow hunter.
So what is that, Ness? How can we understand shadow hunting?
Where shadow hunting is basically kicking asses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think one of the biggest problems from, from the last 20 years is that a lot of people made other people believe that they needed to be um, sparkly unicorns, that everyone had to be a light worker, a shining, shine with their armor. And a lot of people embrace that idea of the light worker and light, and they wanted to shine so much, but do very little work on themselves with the shadows, you know? And as a shamaness, one of my jobs is to help people work with their shadows, because you help more by helping someone to find the shadows than by telling them, oh, you're an amazing light worker, you know? Because if you really want to help someone to work with their ego, then you need to give them a mirror, not throw glitter on top of them.
Mm-hmm.
So as a shadow worker, I hound for shadows. I'm fully aware of my shadows, fully aware of the power of my shadows as well. and and that awareness helped me to find shadows in other people as well and help them to understand that shadow and become, you need to become whole by acknowledging that you are both light and shadow. You know, we have a lighthouse, okay, by the sea, this beautiful lighthouse, and it's huge and it's just so bright. But that lighthouse, so bright, has a huge shadow behind. So that's something for your thought.
Yes. Thank you. And Juliette asks, as a shaman, do you think you have to be committed to a group, like Siberian shamans or other shaman groups, or can you become or be a shaman at your own?
Okay, so as I explained, I was part of a group for a long time
Yes.
until I became sick, and then it was just me and my bones.
Yes.
And community is important. We are community animals as humans, okay? No one will be here if we were not community animals, okay? We survive, we're here because our ancestors lived in communities, okay? No one will have survived on their own. So that's a starting point.
Mhm.
And obviously, if you don't have a community, if you are a shaman or a shamaness or whatever you want to call it, I do have Siberian ancestry as well as Greenlandic. I have Inuit, I have Inuk as well. I have many bloods, and I think that's why I'm strong and I can do the work I do. But if you are a shaman or a shamaness and you're on your own and you just study, but don't share or share very little, if you don't have that community to be your mirror as well, so what are you doing?
Mhm.
The knowledge you're acquiring is going to die with you if you don't share it. Then, you need the community not to fall into the abyss of ego and think that you are here to save the world on your own because you're so clever and you know so much or you're so powerful. You need a community to be your mirror, and you need to share in a community to be able to be actually to become, because yeah, the spirits can choose you, but if you don't have a community that can see that you can do stuff and you can share stuff, then your power, your knowledge is void. And it doesn't have to be, you know, I was explaining at the beginning about the path of the bones and how the beauty of this path is universal. You can be my community, Maria Jose, because we are connected by our bones. It's like we are all connected. This is not about taking knowledge from certain group of people. No, it's you grow with your knowledge, you grow with your wisdom and your power and sharing. So there is a lot of controversy because of people saying, oh, you're stealing things from my people, you're stealing things from my tribe or from my community, or you're not supposed to do that. So in a world that has that controversy right now, I think we need more paths that are universal.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, very, very good. I think so. Maybe I see. Yeah, Juliette, that was you, right? No, that was not. Anyway, there's another question from Janneke. What is your definition? Oh, yeah. it springs over. What's your definition of a priestess? And can you naturally be one for a spirit or a goddess? Can you be a natural priestess for a goddess?
I mentioned I'm a dream walker.
Mm-hmm.
So someone like me is naturally open to follow the path of the spirits because that's the way you're born. Okay? But it's very important to know and to remember that we are all children of the divine. You know, we have this power of creation. We have this seed of the divine in our hearts that connects us to the divine, you know? And for centuries, big religions try to tell you, no, you need to come to me. You need to come to my church to speak with God. I am the only one that knows the word of God.
Yeah.
You know, you need to listen to me because I am the one that talks to God. But that was another big lie because we can all talk to the divine. We all are connected by that spark, this divine spark, you know, that makes us alive, you know. And some people needs have that natural connection, others need to learn, but there's nothing wrong with learning, you know. Anyone can access the divine, anyone with a little knowledge.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I see the thumbs of Janneke. She's happy with your answer. Thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, as a priestess, you know, once you take the responsibility of being a priestess, because this is not about wearing a crown,
No.
you know, and having a party and woohoo, you know, we are priestesses of the gods. But no, to be a priestess is really to take a role of responsibility in the community.
Yes.
And it's a lot of work. And also, it's very important that the path of the priestess really, you know, works in establishing this relationship with the divine and deepen that connection. It's not about having this figure in your altar and connecting to that figure. No, it's not about that. It's about really, really, truly connecting to the spirits and the gods. And if you can access that connection, then you can facilitate for your community that connection. You can bring more of the divine for your community. So it's not about wearing funny crowns, you know, flower crowns and sparkly crowns and celebrating some parties. No, it's not about that. It's a huge responsibility to be a priestess.
Thank you. Thank you. Very clear. I have another question from Karishma. And she asked, what do you think is the cure for loving sisterhood on the path of priestess? Because there's still so many backstabbing or spiritual ego.
And it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be because we are having, as women, okay, we're having to fight for a place in this world. You know, we're having to fight for our families, we're having to fight for our communities. We live in a man's world, and sadly, we have been working on male mode for many years. And we learn that to be successful, you had to be like a man. You know, professionally, you had to forget you were a woman. No, you know, like you need to work the same hours as a man, but then go home and you have more work because you the house, you got the children, you got, you know, we always work triple or more than a man, but we have to kind of be men in this society to be someone, and that isn't that sad.
Mm.
But yeah, there is a lot of rivalry, you know, in some communities, you know, and ego is to blame in, you know, in most of the cases of fear, ego, you know. And that backstabbing, that spiritual ego, that's part of the shadow that we all need to work, you know, also as a community. That is very important to shadow to go hunting for the shadows of the community and put them on the table and say, okay, so why are we struggling so much?
Mm.
And sometimes, yeah, sometimes there is nasty people everywhere. You know, as I said, we are not all sparkly unicorns. There are nasty people out there, and that's a reality as well. And so sometimes you just need to take your broom and clean them off. And that's it.
Very good advice. Very nice. And I see Karishma laughing. So yes, it's a match. And then what else do we have? Ah, yeah. Maybe you want to share us something about the temple that you're building right now.
Oh yeah. So I am building a retreat space and temple space in Spain,
Mhm.
in a very special place. I also have some land. It was I was guided by Hecate to actually she brought that land for me. Like I was not I was not thinking about it buying land, and she just presented me with that opportunity. So I managed, she brought everything that I needed to buy that land for,
Mhm.
you know, for her in that sense, you know. She also made me buy this house in this very specific place in Spain. And I had no idea why. I was like, why? Why here? It's not even near my family. My family hates me because I'm buying this house here, you know? And it's funny because I bought, you know, the property. It was hard, you know, being a single mom and but she kept pushing and you know when I signed the deeds for the place that is going to be the sacred space. Um like 2 weeks later, 1 week later, no, about 1 week later after I signed the title deeds, I go to the library and I'm opening books about the ancient history and the old history of the place. And suddenly I got the I got the you know the shield of
Mm. Yeah,
the heraldic
yeah.
of the town, and
Yes.
I read Clavis Spaniae, and I'm like, what? So that means the keys of Spain.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's
Literally, the town's name, one of the names is the keys of Spain. And that was Hecate
yeah.
making me buy that place, you know, it was like in that place, in that town. It was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. You know, I get it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm I'm trying to do this very special place, you know, this retreat goddess Spain. The name of the place is La Casa del Agua. It's gonna be the house of the water.
Mm.
And it's gonna have fountains and it's gonna have a lot of water. And this beautiful place is literally in just on the back of this huge range of mountains, and is actually La Sierra del Agua, is the kind of the mountains of the water.
Mm.
And there is a river that is born from a cave and a water flow there, and is the river world, the Rio Mundo, the river world. You know, it's like this crazy, this amazing energy. I mean, that place is just like crazy.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know, it's just like crazy, honestly. So yeah, I'm working hard
Mm.
to be able to make that place a reality so I can actually welcome other people from the goddess community to that place, and we can build that a shrine in the top of the hill and worship the gods, you know, there. And yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Sounds really, really, really beautiful. Yeah. I'm happy that you're telling about it. I can already feel it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so healing.
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
yeah.
Ah, Nesh, now, well, you really treated us on so many stories. Thank you so much for that. Is
No,
there maybe,
thank you. Thank you for
yeah,
having me.
yeah. Is there maybe something like a meditation or anything that you'd like to share with us?
Do we have time?
Yes, we have time.
Oh, okay. So before we do that, I saw someone was asking about the tickets.
Yeah, that's already
So
answered, I saw.
okay, yeah, so you
Oh,
need to speak with Yannick about the tickets for the goddess
yes.
afternoon that we're having in the temple. And if you are interested about anyone is interested about the shamanic week, the shamanic work I'm doing before that on the Friday and Saturday, um, they can also I don't know if I can find the information.
Or you
Uh,
can send it to us and we put it on the.
I'm gonna put here something, just a minute. My computer. Yeah, I'm gonna try to put something here from my computer if I can. No, it's not allowing me. Um, well, if
You can send it. We will put it below
yeah,
the
I don't seem to be able
recording.
to do it, but anyone is welcome to get in touch with me
Yes.
by messenger. Okay, send me a
Oh,
request.
yeah, also good
And
idea.
I can also send you the information about that shamanic work. I mean, I'm coming to kick some arses. You know,
Yeah.
my shamanic work is very different from my goddess work, you know. I mean, I kick arses anyway. I cannot lie. You know, I work with, I have this thunder energy in me and dragon energy, and I am a bit like a dragon when I'm working. Because we
You
have to,
absolutely are.
we have to.
Hmm.
But so the shamanic weekend is going to be very intense, very intense. And obviously, then we're going to do the goddess work and we're going to meet the goddess, understand the goddess a bit better, and journey with the goddess with you on the Sunday. So,
Lovely. Really, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, if we have time,
Yes.
let me fetch something.
Yeah. I'm looking forward.
So can you hear this? No? No. No, it's not gonna work then. But we're going to do something very, very simple. Okay? Let's not make it difficult because everything is a bit harder online. But we are all connected to the divine. Okay, that's one of the things I said, and it's the reality. And it's very important that we remember that we are all connected to the divine. And we're talking about the divine outside, the gods. We're talking about the spirits, the gods, but there is also the inner divine. There is also this inner self, this avatar of our divine. Okay, and we're going to do something very simple. Okay, this is the biggest challenge here is to empty your mind and not to think about anything, not tapping into any god or goddess that you know. This is about, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Everyone, wherever you are, sitting, doesn't matter. We can close our eyes. We can take a deep breath. And bring that sense of connection because we are together today in this meeting. And I want you to forget about the possible connections you have to certain deities. You might have a goddess, you might have two goddesses, or you might work with a god. Forget about that for a minute, okay? I want you to focus on your heartbeat. You might not fully feel it, or you might, but I want you to go to your hearts. Your heart that holds that spark of divine inside of you, that spark that makes your heart beat. And I want you to take a breath and bring that oxygen into your body, and that oxygen is in your blood, and that oxygen is going to your heart, running through your veins. And I want you to focus in the energy that you bring in to your heart through your breath. And I want you to try to connect with that spark, with that divine spark in your hearts. You might see flashes, electric flashes. You might see electric golden flashes. You might see kind of a golden glitter. Breathe into that bright, divine spark. And I want you to beat that energy. Beat that energy consciously through your body. Bring that energy. Feel it running through your veins consciously to the very tip of your fingers. And breathe. And feel that golden light, that electric spark running through. Feel the electricity, the tip of your fingers, at the tip of your very hair. Feel that electricity, that divine power beating in you. How does it feel? Breathe it in. And I want you, keep your eyes closed, but opened your inner eyes. And as you do so, you find yourselves in front of a mirror. Look at that mirror. How do you look like? How do you feel like? Look to that mirror. Look at your reflection in that mirror. You might look at yourself You might not look like yourself. Doesn't matter. It is you. It's that reflection of your divine self. Breathe in. Take your hands and put them against the mirror and connect to your reflection, to your divine reflection. Breathing the energy of that divine reflection of your divine self. Breathe it in and connect. And when you're ready, I want you to bring your hands to your heart and close your inner eyes. Come back to that feeling, to that divine beating of that heart that you carry. Breathe in. And I want you to memorize that feeling, that connection, that energy. Hold it in the selves and open your eyes and come back.
Thank you, Ness.
How is that feeling? I'm hot
Yes.
and ready to go party.
Yeah, let's meet you at the 9th of November.
Yeah.
And I think we are all very interested and we're very keen to meet you and to party with you.
Yeah. Let's celebrate
Let's
us.
celebrate. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Ness.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on into that feeling, that divine spark, that flashes, those electric flashes, that energy. Hold into that.
Yes, I absolutely will. Thank you. And thank you everybody for the questions and
Anyone would like to share
oh yeah,
something
that's also a good idea.
from the experience?
Yes. Anyone would like to share from the experience, please open your mic and tell us. No, there's too much inside, I think.
Yeah, that's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yannick, how did you feel?
Can you open your mic, Janneke?
Hi, Nish.
Hi.
Yeah, this was magical. Thank you.
I'm glad you like it.
There was a lot going on in that mirror, so I need some time to process.
Yeah.
But yeah, very special, very yeah, wow. Yeah. And I love this whole interview. Marie-José, thank you, and Nash, thank you. Yeah, beautiful. It's really a big present on a Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
someone says that got emotional, that's fine.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful, Nesh, for having you here and for this beautiful, yes, experience that you gave us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you. And yeah,
Yeah.
and continue actually.
Yeah, I am very, very excited to come because yeah, I am coming to the land of my ancestors as well. I am a Bosch. My family has always carried this surname with pride.
And
And
we are a very watery country.
of course, and I'm a sea priestess, I'm a water priestess as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I am very grateful. That's the word. I am grateful that I'm coming. I'm grateful for the connections. I'm grateful for the gifts because this is a gift for me. Coming is a gift to share because as I said, if you don't get the chance to share, then who are you?
Yeah, why
You're
are you?
nothing,
Yeah, no, exactly.
you
Yeah,
know?
I can relate to that. And
So I
thank
am
you for being
grateful
like that.
for
Yes,
this opportunity because it's a gift. A gift that is also going to help me, with my tempo as well.
absolutely. Yeah,
And yeah,
and gift that will be giving on. We will be giving on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
Okay,
thank
everybody.
you.
I think it is time to end this meeting. And yes, thank you for attending and for the questions and for everything and for participating. And we hope to see you the 9th of November in Pijnacker.
Yeah,
And then we will continue this beautiful, journey that we are
yeah,
already started. We have already started. Yes.
yeah. And if anyone would like to join on the shamanic part of my visit, you can try to find Jacqueline, who is organizing in her temple in the Sealand. I call it the crab town. I know it's not the name, but but I call it the crab town. And get in touch. And yeah, thank you. I can't wait.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm going to stop the recording if I can.